everybody, this is Chad the Gaming Dad here on Dad's Games, and today we're going to do a review of Star Wars Battlefront. Okay, so I got some good news and I have some bad news. We'll save the good stuff till the end. So, Star Wars Battlefront, it's the new hot thing on PS4 and Xbox One. It's not on any of the old systems, it's only on the new systems, and it's pretty cool, right? I mean, Star Wars. Movie's coming out pretty soon, everybody's all excited about it. The game itself costs $60, just like all the other new games. No big deal there, right? But, it comes with a $50 season pass. $50, that's only $10 shy of the full price of the base game. Now, I know this isn't the first game to do that. Year after year after year, Call of Duty does the same thing. And, you know, they do the same exact deal where it's 4 packs or pieces of DLC. And you get those at $15 a piece, or you can buy them all together for $50. So it saves you $10. You know, whoopee. Thanks, guys. But here's where it differs from Call of Duty a little bit. This game has pretty much no single player whatsoever. There is a little bit of things, you know, a couple things you can do single player. We're talking about some missions and obviously some training. I mean, do you really want to consider the training missions to be your single player? So, okay, their big single player, which of course there really is no story, is the training missions and a few, I mean, really it's horde mode. You know, you survival mode. We've done that a million times before too. And the thing is the missions and the battles that you get to do, you can play them, you know, it is cool you can play local co-op. I'll give it that. You can play with a friend locally or with one of your kids. You can play locally. That's cool. I don't know. It's tough to describe this game without saying that it's a big disappointment on a lot of levels. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, just like many people out there, and I was looking forward to this. Then I heard all about the DLC, I heard all about all these bad things, and I was thinking, you know what, maybe I won't get it. And then I saw some people playing it on, you know, YouTube or Twitch or whatever prior to it coming out, and it looks so good. I'm going to save that till the end, towards the good part, because the good part is how it looks. But we're still on the bad here. There's only like 4 different, I mean, I don't want to say there's 4 maps, because there's more than one map, but there's really only 4 environments. And then there's a couple of different sections of those environments to call maps. And of course, if you pre-ordered it, you get the new, what is it, Jakku map for free. I don't know if that's going to be an entire world with a whole bunch of different smaller maps built into it, or if it really is just one map. The gist of the whole thing here is that they're charging you full price for the game just like every other game out there, but they're not giving you much. You get no single player whatsoever. You can rip through the training missions in like an hour. And the other missions are either survival mode, where you basically have 15 waves of enemies, but sometimes those waves consist of one ATST. That's the wave. That's not a wave. That's one thing. One thing does not constitute a wave. So in a couple of years when the server shuts down, you can't play this online, you're going to be left with 5 or 6 training missions that like take 10 minutes apiece, or you'll have some battles that you can hopefully play co-op with somebody at your house, couch co-op, or some survival, and that's it. That's all you get. Take it and smile, man, because it's Star Wars, right? If this was any other license, anything other than Star Wars, no one would have given this any good reviews. I guarantee you this thing would have just tanked if it wasn't the skin of Star Wars all over it. And I hate that, because I love Star Wars. I grew up on it. And to see Star Wars nowadays, I know that Disney's making more movies and stuff, but I mean, have you gone to any store lately? Every single item on the shelf, all the way down to the cereal boxes, is Star Wars. I'm a huge fan and I grew up on the stuff and I absolutely love it. But I don't want to see it on my coffee creamer. I don't want to see it on my box of cereal. Coffee Creamer doesn't need to look like R2-D2 and C-3PO. That's not where Star Wars was meant to be. I mean, this is just complete bastardization of Star Wars all over the place. And so this game is really just a half-assed Battlefield with little to no modes. And they slap some Star Wars all over it. And they go, hey, look, it's Star Wars. Everybody buys it. Everybody loves it. Since they've already said that they're going to be making another one, leads me to believe that they're currently not working on any of the DLC. Leads me to believe that they're working on the next game. That all the DLC that's planned to come out, the next 4 expansion packs, they're already done. They were probably done before the game was done. They needed to be in the game. I mean, heck, I wouldn't care if they even charged a little bit more for the game right off the bat. I understand that $60 isn't what it used to be, but I'm telling you what, man, put the stuff in there. Give me something to buy, and I will buy it. That's been proven over and over again. You give people something to buy, they buy it. You give them half-assed games with tons of modes taken out, they might buy it because it says Star Wars on it, but by the time most of the DLC comes out, people aren't even going to be playing this anymore. Let's look at what you get when you play the game. Okay, there's a progression system. There's a progression system just like many other games, Call of Duty and Battlefield, battle, whatever battle. All the shooty shoot, pew pew games, all the games out there. Okay? Collect and unlock. At least there's no microtransactions yet. I'll see that coming later on down the road because you get like fake Star Wars credits or whatever after you do certain missions and you use that to buy stuff. Thing is the stuff that you can buy is only unlocked after you reach certain ranks. You know, leveling up and finding yourself in the next rank kind of takes a while. So, okay, so of course there's different guns. And it's just like the other games where the people that have been playing it longer, if you're new to the game, you're going to get killed. They're going to call you noob. They're going to teabag you. They're going to do all that fun stuff that, honestly, I go online and I love playing the shooting games, Call of Duty included. I like them. I do. I mean, they're not my go-to games when I really want to sit down and have something awesome to, like, play with a story. But if I'm just looking for a few minutes of having fun and I, you know, play for an hour and go to bed, those are okay. That's cool. But what I hate about it is you got to keep playing and you got to keep dying and you got to keep getting shot and you got to keep not having fun for a long time before you get to have fun. And then your fun is ruining somebody else's fun is how it works. You have no fun until you're strong enough by leveling up and getting good enough guns and weapons so that you can go back out and shit on somebody else and ruin their fun. That's exactly how these games work. You get shit on until you're strong enough to do the shitting. It's better to be the shitter than the shitty. So, Star Wars is no different. Start off with these guns. Problem is it takes 10 shots to kill the other guy. He's leveled up. He's got the better gun. He kills you in 2 shots. So you die. You die, you die, you die, you die. And then eventually you die enough times and you just complete enough levels, missions, online battles, whatever you want to call it, till you get enough XP to level up so that you can buy the gun that kills people in only a couple shots, and then you can go run around and act like you're, you know, the king. Like you're so awesome. Look at me, man. I got skills. I'm so good. You're a noob. No, I'm not a noob. In fact, I'm an old. I've been around forever. I've been playing games since I was a little kid when they invented the damn things. So I've been playing these games forever. So I'm not a noob. I may be a noob in that particular game, but in the grander scale, I should be able to hold my own since I've played every kind of game there ever was practically. I'm off track. Okay, so going back and all their perks, right? Perks. You get these levels, you get better weapons, you use your fake Star Wars money credits, and you do that. And thank God at least they're not trying to sell us fake Star Wars credits for real money, because that would really suck. That's pay to win. Absolutely pay to win. You don't even have to play to level up there. So they're not doing that, luckily. I hope I didn't give them a good idea or bad idea or whatever. So then you go over here and We have achievements and things like that, but this I find hilarious. Absolutely ridiculous. We've got diorama mode. I thought that we covered diarrhea mode from Godzilla, but at least that you could unlock Godzilla guys in that crappy game and make your own little diorama. In this one, it's just stupid. But look at how ridiculous some of these things are. Okay, the first one, play 30 matches of Walker Assault. Okay, people probably do that. So let's go forward a little bit more. Here, Princess Leia, we're only up to the 4th one. Okay, achieve rank 50. I think that's the highest rank. So you gotta pretty much like beat the game, if you will, and reach the highest rank on multiplayer just to unlock a picture of Princess Leia's. Looks like Princess Leia's ass, because from the thing I'm looking at here, it looks like she's standing looking the other way. I mean, hell, you may as well just look at this and just imagine what all these things would look like, because why bother to fill them in? Some people might like that. I find it almost kind of like a slap in the face. Like, hey guys, we gave you like this little bare bones half-assed game to play, but we're gonna make you play it all the missions over and over again so many times for you just to unlock the figurines in the diorama. Okay, that's kind of ridiculous, right? But nothing in this game is more ridiculous than what they like to call visual customization of your appearance. This is the biggest joke of all. Because, alright, if you're a rebel, okay, yes, there are humans, but there's all these other different races, there's all these different aliens. I mean, think about Mos Eisley Cantina. You walk in, they've got every different kind of alien that you could imagine. This should have been a no-brainer, right? You know, make a whole bunch of different aliens to unlock that were all against the Empire. Everybody was against the Empire except the Empire, right? You would assume. So let's go down here. We start off with Human 1. It's the same person with a helmet, long hair, short hair, no hair. Now here we go. Here's a guy with the same set of hair. Here's a different girl. You see where we're going here? If you look at it, it's just ridiculous. All they needed to do was have customization where you could pick your head. You know, they've got every different race of human here, which is great, but that doesn't constitute a whole list of unlocks. Let's see what else we have. Ah, yes, don't forget the ages. We have old people and young people. Okay? Thing is it doesn't matter which age or race you are. Every girl gets the same 5 hairstyles, and every guy gets the same 5 haircuts. The only difference is the older ones are grayer. So we have this whole long list, and it looks like, oh man, you get all these different unlocks, right? But you don't. It's just like 6 different type of people with 5 different haircuts, and with or without hair, and with or without a helmet. It's pathetic. I mean, what the heck? Get to the very bottom, and at the bottom is where really this whole thing should have started. Okay? We've got 7 different like aliens, stuff that you would expect to be in Star Wars. You get 7 of them, and even those are only different heads. The bodies are the same as all the humans. So this whole thing, it doesn't say unlock appearance. It should just be a head replacement. That's it. You get a different head. You can have a human head, one of many different races and ages. Or you can have one of 7 alien heads from the Star Wars franchise. Now, isn't that amazing, kids? Oh, but wait, there's more. You don't unlock the stuff you actually want, you know, aka all the different aliens from the movie, until you hit at least rank 40, and then only half of them unlock. And then you got to be level 50 to get the rest. That's ridiculous. By the time you get to level 40 or 50, you're going to be done playing this game. Believe me, it's over. Let's switch over to the Imperials, okay? See if they're any better. You start off with either a male or a female stormtrooper. The body is exactly the same except for the hips and butt region, and only that is slightly different. The rest is exactly the same. And then Bingo. I watched a lot of Star Wars in my days. How many times did you see stormtroopers running around with no helmet on? I don't remember ever seeing a stormtrooper without his helmet on, except for when Luke took the helmet off to talk to Leia, and she told him that he was a little short for a stormtrooper. So then why do we have all the exact same heads that we had for the humans on the Rebels on the Imperial side? All the same races, ages, and color of hair or lack of hair. You don't even get to choose whether you want to have a helmet on or not, because if you have a helmet on, you're either going to be a male or a female stormtrooper from the beginning. So you get all these wonderful choices on the Imperial side. You see, you get to be all these wonderful people that you saw from the Rebel side, all the same haircuts and everything. Just the only difference is the head, once again. No body changes, no nothing. I only saw like 2 or 3 stormtroopers in the movies wearing this orange thing on their shoulder. Why do they pick the one stormtrooper that isn't even a big deal, that nobody ever even sees, and that gets to be what that's what you get to be? It's ridiculous. Where's the generic white stormtrooper? Right? Just a plain old stormtrooper. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to put that in here. So we get down to the very bottom after we look at all the different human heads we can choose from, and we get either the Scout Trooper or the Shadow Trooper. That's it. You get one at rank 40 and one at rank 50. What kind of choice is that? So as a stormtrooper, you can have one with a regular helmet, you can have a human head of many different styles, or you can be the Scout Trooper or the Shadow Trooper, and that's it. Oh, but don't forget, we've got emotes. I don't even know when you're supposed to use the stinking emotes. It's a joke. This stuff is stupid. Stormtroopers flexing like Hulk Hogan. Which is fun, I guess, on multiplayer. But nobody's going to be playing multiplayer because they're going to see everything that this game has to offer in the first few minutes. Alright. So enough about the bad stuff. There is something to enjoy about this game. Star Wars Battlefront sounds amazing. If you have a surround sound or some nice headphones and you're playing this, it sounds so good. There's music playing from the movies, all the sound effects, the sound of the engines, the lightsaber sounds, the blaster sounds. Everything sounds authentic. Everything sounds perfect. I can't complain at all about the sound whatsoever. The other amazing thing, you know, there aren't that many maps and there aren't that many locations, but what they do have in here, especially the ones that you're familiar with, there's a couple levels in here, you know, Solist and some of the Tatooine stuff, you know, it's kind of generic. It's just rocks and stuff, and, you know, hills and valleys and things like that. But when we get into the forest of Endor, and then also when you get into the Hoth missions, the snow inside the base, that's really, really cool. I mean, that's amazing looking. The best thing about this entire game, by far, is the graphics. It's some of the best graphics you've ever seen before. And when you're playing it, it plays really well, it sounds good, and it looks awesome. I mean, it sounds and looks like you're watching the movie, except that you're in it. And that's the best thing that this game has going for it. I mean, that part of it, they hit a home run. I mean, it's amazing. You see, but here's the thing. When you buy a game, the first thing you notice is the graphics and how it sounds and stuff like that and how it plays. This game, when you first get it, you're like, my God, this thing is amazing. I'm in Star Wars. I can be Darth Vader. I can be Han Solo. I'm flying the Millennium Falcon. I'm in an X-Wing. Oh my God, there's interior. Ah! Right? And it's true. The first mission that I suggest anybody does to see how cool this game actually looks and plays is, when you first get it, go into training mode and do the speeder bike mission on Endor. It's exactly what you've always wanted to do, and I can't remember any other video games that did that part of the movie. I mean, everybody, ever since you saw Return of the Jedi, thought, oh my God, I wish I could ride one of those things and weave in and out of the trees and stuff. It's exactly that. It's exactly that, and that is so cool. That part of the game is stellar. I don't think anything looks better on this game than when you're in the forest on Endor and you're just tearing through the trees on a speeder bike or even in the missions when you're on foot and you see the Ewoks up there and they're running and hiding and you hear the noises and it sounds, I mean, you can almost smell the forest. It's so nice. It's lush. It's so good. The multiplayer can be fun. There are some modes, especially the heroes versus villains mode, which is kind of cool. For a Star Wars nut like me that grew up on this stuff, that absolutely loved it, there's nothing quite like getting to be Darth Vader and run through, mow down guys with the lightsaber, hit the button of force, choke them, and they float up in the air. That's amazing. Everything runs very smooth, and it looks good, and it plays good, and it sounds good. It's really good. So to bring it all home, between the good and the bad stuff, what this game does well, it does very, very well. The graphics, the sound, some of the gameplay, it's amazing. The worst thing that they could have done with this game is give you a whole bunch of stuff that's awesome and then cut out a whole bunch of stuff that you were expecting to be there. The lack of maps, the lack of character customization, the fact that they pretend they have character customization but all they do is give you a bunch of different heads in the same exact body. I mean, that's a joke. You could have spent a little bit more time and put a couple different models in there, character models, so that you could feel like you had something. You know, by the time you download all the additional DLC, it might feel a little bit better. It might feel like you got more out of the game. You may have a bunch more levels and missions, but it's a shallow thing, because right now, right out of the gate, for $60 you get a game that you can pretty much see everything that there is to see in the first day, and then they just want you to keep playing it over and over and over and over and over again, and they don't give you anything else. They hold it all back, and they're going to give it to you for $50 if you want it. Problem is, people might be done with this thing before the first pack comes out, because it looks so good and it plays so good, and it could have been everything that we always wanted in a game, but it just isn't. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying they missed a great opportunity. It's definitely disappointing. Am I going to play it? Yes. Am I going to have fun with it? Absolutely. Especially with my kids doing co-op, doing split screen against each other. That kind of stuff is really fun. But if you're looking for a game that you could really sink your teeth into, something that you're going to want to come back to over and over and over again, this game's just not going to do it for you. What this game is just something you can throw in, have fun for an hour or two, and then forget about. And that's unfortunate. I would say, if you're a Star Wars fan, you love it. You may already have bought it. If you have kids, or if you are a kid and you have other people at home that you can play with, it could probably be a lot more fun with split screen co-op or versus mode. That would be awesome. It's just unfortunate that we didn't get the whole thing. A story mode would have been great. A really cool story mode, which, I mean, heck, give us a 4-hour story mode. I don't care. I'm not gonna, I mean, people would complain that it's 4 hours, but right now it's no hours. So, okay, I'll take 4. Something like that would have really gone a long way. I struggle to come up with how I really feel about this game, because there's so much of it that's so good, but the stuff that's lacking is just a complete slap in the face of everybody who goes and buys it. It's like, it's a joke. I guess, you know, the joke's on us. Haha, you're gonna buy it anyway because you love Star Wars, right? I mean, look, your coffee creamer's got Star Wars on it. You're gonna buy it. Haha. It's not that bad, but it's also not that good. I don't like to look at things too deeply. I mean, this is video games after all. We're supposed to be playing these to have fun. We're not supposed to be playing these things and nitpicking them to death. We're really not. And so, in short, is Star Wars Battlefront fun? Yes. Does it look cool? Does it sound cool? Yes. Do you wish there was more? Yes. Is there any more? No. That's the problem. There's not enough. There should be more. And I guess that's a good complaint to have. So, anyway, everybody, try to have fun out there. Play your games, enjoy your games, have fun. Let's not try to nitpick them too much to death, but man, it would be nice to have more Star Wars in this. So anyway, till next time, I am Chad the Gaming Dad, and this is Dad's Games, and remember, you never outgrow video games. We'll see you on the next one, and so long, everybody.